Welcome to the Ultralight cook kit video, where we're going to show off our Ultralight alcohol cook kit, which is what we're using currently on the GR5 / Tour de Mont Blanc. So we've been walking for the last 10 days. Finn, give them a view of where we are at the moment.
We're on a beautiful col, 2,500 meters.
So I'm going to unpack the cook kit and show you what's in it. So do you want to come up, Finn? So the base of the cook kit is a Toke's 750ml pot. Then have a little spice bag because we like our food spicy. Bic Mini in a little roll-up, spongy thing, and then this is a DIY windshield and burner. Okay, so we've got the noodles in the pot. It's time to go for the lights. So I've already put the meths in my little stove. So the stove just goes down here. I found a bit with no things. Light it. You can't see the flame, but it is there. Give it a second or two to get going, and then this just sits on the top there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a boil test. We're going to time the start time now, and it's exactly 25 minutes and 15 seconds past. So we'll time how long this takes to cook at 2,500 meters, and in the meantime, past me is going to show you all the details of the cook system and our past cook systems and how we got to this point. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of history across the whole journey of cooking sets that has progressed us to where we are with our current setup. So things started off before the Pennine Way with this Trangia set. And it's a fantastic Trangia kit for car camping, but all in, the whole thing weighs 800 grams, which is really heavy. Our current kit weighs significantly less. So the first thing I did to try and lose some weight was just take the Trangia and one bowl. But very quickly I realised that the Trangia wasn't going to get us any further, as it was. So the next thing we did was take the Trangia burner, because this was a great burner that we really liked, screws up and had a variable temperature thing, and took a Trangia pot, made a new lid for the Trangia pot out of some aluminium metal, and made this pot stand out of an old coffee tin. And this just plops in there, you light your burner, pop on top and cook. That was fairly good, which we liked, but then we decided we wanted a titanium pot. So we bought one of these pots. So this is a Toke's 750ml pot. And then the problem was stands. So the first burner designs, these are all burners that we've made. The first ones were designed off an integrated stand burner. So you would light this thing, put the pot on it like so, and then the flames would come out the sides, which is a great design, but you can't immediately start cooking. You have to put your light your burner, and you have to wait about 30 seconds for it to get hot enough that the meth's vapor boils and comes out these little holes in the sides. And it's also quite unstable because it's such a small base, especially when you're setting up on grass. So that went out the window, and then we decided to go for a pot stand design. So this was my first model of a flexible fold-up pot stand. And this enabled us to go for shorter, lower profile burners. I think the first burners we actually started with was this one, so a bit of a higher profile burner. Finn quickly improved on the design and came back with this beautifully bent on a jig with sort of springs for hinges folding mechanism. This was really cool. We used this a little bit. Not a lot of use on this. You can see it's not that burned. And that was incorporated with a simple windscreen made out of beer cans, in this case a Monster can and a Guinness can. So that worked quite well. But then we thought, well, hang on a minute, using these cut down coffee tins, we can get a windshield integrated into the pot stand, save a bit of weight. And this one looks like it's been designed for a lower profile burner as well, because we realised we didn't need quite so much space in the burners. So we switched over to this design. That was really good, especially when you combined it with a windshield. You got really good windshielding, and this windshield is much more stable. Sorry, that pot stand is much more stable than these, and they actually weigh about the same because this is made out of some not really horrible, it's made out of steel, which is quite heavy. So although it's really cool, it's not as stable and it's quite heavy, so it's about 40 grams, which is about the same weight as this, which I think is about 30 grams. So we did this for a while. This is what we took on the walk last year and really enjoyed it. But this year we're taking it one step further. We have gone to two changes. So the first change has been we switched the burners. So this is what I call a dumb burner. So it's literally just an aluminium pot filled with some fiberglass wicking wool and a little bit of it's a bent paper clip, so it doesn't fall out when you turn it upside down. The nice thing about this is you can carry your meths around a little bit, but design-wise, like, it took me ages and ages to be able to perfect making these. You know, it's quite a difficult thing to make, and it was really rewarding when I eventually made good ones. Well, this is super easy to make, so it's good and bad. And then this time we have changes to the windshield, so there's no pot stand, there's just this rod, an aluminium rod that goes through, and then the pot, it clips on to the pot stand, like so. And it just sort of sits there, and we tested it, you know, with it filled with water, and it's super stable, more stable than the other ones, and there's no need for a pot stand, and so we saved about another 30 grams. Back to the future, where we are doing a boil test.
I thought I'd just make a quick statement meth consumption-wise. We originally filled this bottle up at the beginning of the trek, and we're currently 10 days in, and I've used about half of a 500 milliliter bottle. So I've used about 250 milliliters for 10 days. I think one of those days we went to a restaurant, so that's about 30 milliliters a day, which I think is pretty good going. We only cook once a day in the evenings, though. Oh, and also meth is super available, especially in France. Pretty much every supermarket you can buy it as alcool de brûlée. The meth is just about to burn out. My noodles have been going for 11 minutes and about 30 seconds. You can see they're looking nice and steamy, and let's have a check to see if the meth has run out. Oh, not quite, so what I'll do is I'll just knock this bit over and put it out with its lid, like so. So let's see how the things are. So the nice thing about titanium is it basically is like instantly, because it's quite insulating, you can pretty much instantly hold it. A key part of any cook system is a spoon, so this is a handmade bamboo spoon. Looks steamy, steamy goodness.
How is it? Spicy, beefy?
Very spicy, very warm, super tasty.
Exactly what you want on a mountain.
Exactly what you want on a cold mountainside.
You've been using the same cook kit, Finn. What do you think of the whole setup?
Compared to what I had last year, which was a triangular burner and a bit more of a dodgy stand, I think it's a big, big improvement, but I'm not 100% sold on these as stands. They work, but I don't think they're perfect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Been working good enough, though. How's your spoon?
Way better than any titanium spoon. It's lighter, it's bigger, and it has a compass if you get lost.
Yeah, it does have a compass. They were a good bit of fun to make. Well, there you go, all packed up, washed up, super fantastic. I hope we've inspired you to have a go at making your own alcohol kits. They're super simple to make, fuel super available, and they just cook things really well and easily. Thanks for watching.